All right, welcome to Module 3. In this module, our expert will teach you about managing your virtual team. So get ready to take some notes and let's jump right in.
All right, so once you've got your freelancers or your permanent team members on board and ready for work, you're going to need to manage them. Keep in mind you're working with human beings who are just like you, just like me. They procrastinate, they need help, they need a little nudge every now and then. So working with people and managing them and staying on top of them is absolutely critical. And you need to make sure you're doing that the best way possible to get the best bang for your buck. Otherwise, there's no reason to be outsourcing to people. You might as well just do it all yourself and keep all that weight on your shoulders, right? So if you're going to do it right. Now, there's a lot of different options out there for managing teams, managing tasks, managing workflows, right? And just getting work done. Asana is very popular. Productive was very popular, right? There's a ton of great ones out there. However, the most simple and easy to use one that we have encountered is Trello. Trello is fantastic, and that's what we're going to go over here. Now, there's a lot of different task management softwares out there. Like I said, the principles will remain more or less the same. Okay, the only thing really super unique about Trello is the layout. The layout is so user-friendly and collaboration-friendly. Trello works with boards. This is an example board here. And then it's broken down into lists, right? We have lists here. And then it's broken down into cards, which are the actual task cards. Within those cards, you can drill even deeper for different collaboration and details and descriptions and stuff. But this is a great way. Now, you don't need to arrange it, but what we recommend is aligning things or arranging things in a left to right, beginning to end manner, and then have your team move those cards to where they need to be accordingly. So at the very start, we have the to-do list, the tasks that need to get done. Then we've got working on it now. So when the assigned person is able to work on that, they place it in here, and we know that that's being worked on. Need assistance. This is where you drag and drop a card if there's a task that you can't finish and you need someone else to help you out with it. And then you would go into the card itself and add some comments, which we'll look at shortly. Awaiting approval. Okay, if you've got things, workflows, processes that include a final QC, that require a final thumbs up before you go ahead with them, right here in this list. And then finally, done, where you keep a log of all the tasks that have been finished. Now, the great thing about Trello is it's all real time. So your team, all the way on the other side of the world, in the Philippines, let's say, or you got some folks in India, you got some folks in Germany, as they move these things around, okay? Let's say Bob discussed or is discussing pricing with Randy, okay? Bob's tracking down that task. So Bob comes over here and he drops it in the working on it now task, or the working on it now list. Okay? And once he's done, he's going to drop it right here. And you'll see that happen the very second that he does it on the other side of the planet. It'll actually be happening right here from your dashboard. So you can just keep tabs on what your team is doing and whether or not they're doing what they need to be doing, whether they need help, assistance, QCs, that sort of thing. And you have a hugely beneficial big picture overview of what's happening in your company. So this is a great way to do project management. As I said, you can also drill down into the cards and look for more details and comments. So let's say, for example, the person who is handling building linking funnel pages in JVZoo. They run into an issue, so they put it into the need assistance list. Come over here and it says, need clarification on which listing is upsell 1 versus upsell 2. Okay, because we gave them a description based on an earlier discussion. However, they need more clarification. Does that kind of make sense? Then there's assigning. You can actually, while you're typing out these cards, assign them to a specific person. This one is obviously assigned to a specific person. Some of these other ones are just up for grabs. Okay, so you need to know that your team either knows how to determine who can complete what tasks, and maybe approach it in sort of a free-for-all manner, or you need to be assigning specific tasks so everybody knows what they need to be doing at any given time, and you know who to go to when you're checking on how that task is going. But that's a basic project management or task management workflow that you can use. Now, the great thing about Trello is it's all modular. You don't have to use this chronological left to right thing. You can have one board with all your different departments, okay? So you've got the front end, designers for web pages. Then you've got the back-end web developers, and you put certain tasks into the web developer one, and you put certain tasks into the designer one, right? You've got another one for copywriters, and you put a task into the copywriting one. And then they know, based on their workflow, that once they're done typing, they move that card into the web design one. And they say, hey, the copywriting is done. It's in this document. Please take it and incorporate it into the design of the sales page, right? So you could set it up that way if you wanted to. You can set it up however you want, and that's what makes Trello so great. Now, there is one thing that I want to say about collaboration and managing your team before we end this video, and that is, at all costs, avoid using email. Email is the worst thing in the world for collaborating with people. If you need to actually be talking back and forth textually with your team, it's highly, highly recommended that you use Slack. Slack is fantastic. Slack is basically a giant chat room with a ton of different channels. Okay? And instead of people having to track down old emails, that were sent out, a week ago or 2 months ago, or sift through, a million different emails that are irrelevant to get to their work-related emails, it's just a complete pain. With Slack, everything's just in one place. All right, with Slack, you've got these little chat rooms with channels, okay, and there's a ton of different cool abilities as well. But basically, you're just keeping all of your work stuff in one area, one platform for all work discussion. If you're managing your team right and using a tool like this, you should never have to touch email when it comes to communicating with your staff. All right, you can have channels that are open to the public. You can have direct channels between just you and one particular worker. All right, you can have goof-off channels where people just go in there and post, GIFs and say hello to each other. I mean, Slack is absolutely fantastic. It's the best thing out there for collaboration, and it's free. It's absolutely free, which is, it sort of makes it a no-brainer. So definitely avoid email, whatever you do, and use an application like Slack for all of your work communication, to just keep it all consolidated into one place for your entire team. That would be my last parting piece of advice when it comes to managing and collaborating with and overseeing your team.